First going by the name The Warlocks, the Grateful Dead formed in the San Francisco Bay Area in early 1965. They changed their name to the Grateful Dead in December 1965. In 1966, the band signed with Warner Brothers Records. They then recorded and released their first album in March 1967. By the end of that year, the Grateful Dead began touring nationally. Their first of 4 appearances at the Swing Auditorium took place on Saturday, December 13, 1969. On that evening, the Dead headlined over fellow Bay Area band Country Joe and the Fish. Opening the concert was the LA-based country rock band the Flying Burrito Brothers. Local promoters S&H Productions presented the show. 4 days before the show, this concert preview, written by staff writer Tom Green, appeared in the San Bernardino Sun-Telegram newspaper. Green wrote, "The Grateful Dead have effectively added country to their blues and psychedelic sounds. The euphoric effect that has drawn them a legion of fans persists. Members of the Dead include Ron Pigpen McKernan, vocals, Jerry Garcia, lead guitar, Tom Constantin, organist, Robert Weir, rhythm guitar, and William Kreutzmann and Mickey Hart, drummers." The set list for the evening doesn't indicate that the Dead were up against a strict curfew, but with 3 groups performing, the show inevitably ran overtime. As a result, the power was cut off in the midst of the band's 23-minute-plus version of Turn On Your Love Light. Over 7 years would pass until the Dead returned to the I.E. They played the first concert of their 1977 tour at the Swing Auditorium on Saturday, February 26th. It was promoted by Pacific Presentations. This announcement appeared in I.E. radio station KFXM News publication, unfortunately misspelling the band's name. 1977 is widely considered one of the Dead's best touring years. The January 1977 Swing Show is often cited by Deadheads as one of the best of that year. A few have even called it one of the band's top 10 all-time concerts. Like all Grateful Dead Swing Auditorium concerts, tickets were general admission and unreserved. As a result, many fans arrived early to get in line for the best proximity to the stage. Some occupied their time by having their faces painted. A concert review appeared in the Monday, February 28, 1977 edition of the San Bernardino Sun-Telegram newspaper. The article was written by Mark Lundahl, manager of University of Redlands radio station KUOR-FM. Lundahl wrote, "While I inched along with the cruise crowd en route to Swing Auditorium Saturday night, my eyes were confronted with a number of bumper stickers proclaiming, 'There is nothing like a Grateful Dead concert.' After a powerful and uplifting performance Saturday night, I am happy to report the Grateful Dead are still very much alive. The magic still remains." The Dead delivered a healthy 4-hour concert to the Swing Auditorium crowd, bringing many bright new songs, breathing fresh air into many old favorites, and leaving a lot of elbow room for some delightful instrumental improvisation. An institution in American rock music, the Grateful Dead continue to surprise the ears with new arrangements and altered styles. If their playing continues with the force that was heard in San Bernardino, the spirit of the Dead will live on. In the March 1st, 1977 issue of the Cal State University San Bernardino newspaper, The Paw Print, there was another review of the Dead's Swing Auditorium concert. The reviewer wrote, "Last Saturday, the Swing Auditorium shook to thunderous applause and unison foot stomping as the audience eagerly awaited the return of the Grateful Dead to the stage for an encore." The Grateful Dead? Yes, none other than the Grateful Dead were performing, and judging from audience reaction, they were anything but outdated or behind the times. In fact, they seemed to be every bit as credible or incredible as they were during the heyday of the Bay Area sound in the late 60s and early 70s. The Grateful Dead may not ever enjoy the peak of success which they attained a few years ago, but as evidenced by their showing at the Swing, they are still an active, viable musical source and will continue to be for some time to come. Like most Dead concerts, the setlist was a mixture of the old and the new, but this night's repertoire was best known for the new. The evening featured the live concert debuts of Terrapin Station and Estimated Prophet. On February 1st, 2019, a recording of the Dead's 1977 Swing Show was officially released by Rhino Records. It was part of the band's Dave's Picks archival series. It came out as a mail-order limited edition CD of 20,000 copies and promptly sold out. Between the skeletal couple, one could see a representation of the Swing Auditorium and the arrowhead seen on the foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains. The natural landmark seemed to be guiding the pair to the Dead concert. More than 40 years after the 1977 Dead concert took place, a local article appeared about that Swing Auditorium show. The story ran in the April 23, 2019 issue of the Desert magazine, a supplement of the Palm Springs Palm Desert newspaper, the Desert Sun. One of the Deadheads who attended the show was 29 Palms resident Mark Klebda. Reporter Benjamin Goulet wrote, "A teenage high school student named Mark Klebda wandered through the crowd at the Swing. With his brain marinating in psychedelics, he carried a stack of heavy cardboard posters created for the show on his school's printing press. While attempting to sell them for a couple of bucks, somebody interrupted his sales pitch. 'Hey man,' the guy said, 'you spelled San Bernardino wrong.' Klebda looked down, let out a string of expletives, and then just gave all the posters away, except for one. He needed something to write the set list down on. The band took the stage, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Of the concert, Klebda said, 'The Swing was a trippy old venue. That night there was all of this tension, this energy, and once the Dead started playing, a hush fell. Everything got quiet. We all just stood in awe.'" The Grateful Dead's third appearance at the Swing Auditorium took place less than a year later on January 6, 1978. The concert was presented by legendary promoter Bill Graham. On the day of the concert, the San Bernardino Sun-Telegram newspaper made this announcement on the front page of its Living section. The Dead were listed as one of the best bets, along with the French play A Glass of Water at Cal State University San Bernardino, and a skateboard spectacular taking place the next evening, also at the Swing Auditorium. In the set list, Deadheads will notice that there was an abundance of songs featuring Bob Weir as lead vocalist. Over 3/4 of the evening's tunes were sung by Weir. The reason for the lack of Jerry Garcia vocalizations would later become apparent. On the front page of the January 9, 1978 San Bernardino Sun-Telegram newspaper, Living section, an article about the concert ran. Like the Dead's 1977 appearance, the show was reviewed by Mark Lundahl, manager of University of Redlands radio station KUOR-FM. Lundahl wrote, "Virus-scarred and ailing, the Grateful Dead rallied during the second half of their Swing Auditorium concert Friday night to retain their stature as a premier survivor of the American rock band scene. Returning to San Bernardino after 10 months, The Dead quickly befriended the sold-out crowd of familiar faces. After 12 years of records and concerts, deaths and additions, ambitious projects and ambitious failures, the collective family of the Grateful Dead and its larger family of followers continue to rejoice in their occasional get-togethers. But when the band finally began to play, it was apparent that something was wrong. Grateful Dead figurehead and lead guitarist Jerry Garcia was grounded with a cold that snatched his voice out of listening range. His illness also reportedly caused him to drop his guitar pick on occasion. After a few painful attempts at singing showed Garcia that his voice should be left aside for the night, the show quickly became a Bob Weir vocal showcase. The tunes were played with instrumental finesse and artistic flair, but lacked the spark needed to light the celebration. After a sluggish hour and 20 minutes, the band recovered with an overlong intermission. The Grateful Dead were teetering with a foot dangling over the grave. After they regrouped for a second wind, that match caught fire with one set of concentrated energy. If their records have lacked punch lately, their second set Friday proved that they have lost no power on the stage. One of the great American bands continues to drive its message home. As long as live music has a place in rock, the Grateful Dead will continue to thrive and be worshipped. The Grateful Dead's fourth and final performance at the Swing Auditorium took place on December 12, 1980. Just one day short of 11 years since their first San Bernardino appearance in 1969. Once again, it was presented by Bill Graham, this time in conjunction with Southern California promoters Avalon Attractions. On the day of the show, the Dead concert was listed in the calendar section of the San Bernardino Sun newspaper. The set list for the 12-12-80 Swing Auditorium concert consisted of 23 songs. It was the largest number of tunes that the band had ever played in an Inland Empire appearance. Set 2 was made up of 11 songs played as one continuous suite. Mark Lundahl was back for the third consecutive time to review a Grateful Dead concert at the Swing Auditorium. But by this time, he was a staff writer for the San Bernardino Sun newspaper. He observed that NBA basketball star Bill Walton and a group of Hells Angels were in attendance. Walton, then a member of the San Diego Clippers team, was rehabilitating from foot surgery that caused him to miss the entire 1979-1980 NBA season. He attended his first Dead concert in 1967 and since then was a familiar figure at their concerts. In part, the Sun Review read, "Basketball star Bill Walton stood at stage right, surveyed the crowd and grinned as if all was well with the world, and his foot. Not to be outdone, about a dozen Hells Angels gathered at stage left and sipped from cans of beer and joked and poked at each other. They were smiling too. But this was no private joke. About 6,200 other grinning fans joined with Walton and the Hells Angels Friday night at Swing Auditorium to engage in a long-standing ritual that has become something of a religious rite for a certain segment of the rock world, a Grateful Dead concert. Aided by a speaker system that focused the ensemble sound to a fine edge, the Dead sounded sharp and relaxed. The vocals were in top form, unlike the band's last San Bernardino outing, when a throat problem knocked out Garcia's singing altogether. Still, most of the concert was deadly familiar. The songs, the singing, the solos. The Grateful Dead is not so much an exploratory band these days as it is a predictably middle-aged one. But don't tell that to the crowd. Nearly 4 hours after the band began playing, the audience demanded still more. And the next time the band circles through on a tour, they'll be back to reach for the magic. I'll be back too. The Grateful Dead's December 12, 1980 Swing Auditorium concert was their first since the December 8th murder of former Beatle John Lennon in New York City. During the Dead's rendition of He's Gone, some members of the audience reported that Jerry Garcia appeared to be visibly moved as he sang,
Now he's gone. Now he's gone. Oh, no, he's gone. He's gone. Steaming over the morning, rolling down the track. He's gone, gone, and nothing's gonna bring him back. He's gone.
The Grateful Dead were known for recording numerous soundboard tapes of their concerts. Here from their Inland Empire debut at the Swing Auditorium on December 13, 1969, they performed Casey Jones.
And we finally got them out of San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen. You welcome the Grateful Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. This old engine makes it on time. Leave Central Station at 8:45. It's Railroad Junction, 17-2 at 9:45. You know it's traveling again. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Trouble ahead, oh, lady in red. Take my advice, you'd be better off dead. Switchman sleeping train, 102 is on the wrong track and headed for you. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Trouble with you is the trouble with me. Got two good eyes, but we still don't see. Come round the bend, you know it's the end. The 5-month screams and the engine just gleams. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that just crossed my mind.
On February 26, 1977, the Grateful Dead played their second concert at the Swing Auditorium. The band performed the hit country song, Mama Tried.
First thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing, and the young'uns dream of growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I was bound, and no one stealing the ride, but Mama tried. When an only rebel child from a family meek and mild, Mama seemed to know what led start. In spite of all my Sunday learning, toward the bad I kept on turning, till Mama couldn't hold me anymore. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried, Mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading by night, well, there's no one but me to blame, 'cause Mama tried. She said very hard to fill her shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. When I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole, no one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried, Mama tried to raise me better, but her pleaded I denied. Well, there's no one but me to blame, 'cause Mama tried. That leaves no one but me to blame, 'cause Mama tried.
On January 6, 1978, the Grateful Dead returned to the Swing Auditorium for the third time. They opened the show with the song Promised Land.
Georgia. Thank you. Good evening. And yes, it certainly is nice to be back in San Bernardino. We always look forward towards our little stops here, and we hope you do too, of course.
On December 12, 1980, the Grateful Dead returned to the Swing Auditorium for the fourth and final time. They opened the show with the song Alabama Getaway. And so ends our look at the Grateful Dead's 4 appearances at the Swing Auditorium. In 1982, the band would return to the Inland Empire one final time when they played the US Festival at Glen Helen Regional Park in Devore. But perhaps more on that sometime in the future.